two, three, four.
Four,
Action!
five.
Right, we got it. Hi, everybody. Welcome to Joke Zero. My name is Dan Bannis, and this is Matt Manser, right?
Hello. Yes, it's
Yeah,
me, Matt Manser. Yes.
cool.
Hello. Oh, there we are. I'm watching this on our screen, and we just loaded. Yeah,
Yeah,
we're live from
yeah.
New
So,
York.
right. Actually, in LA, you'd think it was New York because it's raining outside. They say it never
Yeah,
rains in LA, but I guess they're liars.
you're in Orange County though.
Right. So is it raining over there?
It's been raining pretty much all day. I am in Los Angeles County, and yes, it's
Hmm.
been raining all day, most of the week. Yes.
All right. Well, now that we're
Very
done with
excited.
this part of the show, why don't we talk about Joke Zero? Um, so Joke Zero is a show where we try to figure out the perfect joke, the ideal joke, the platonic ideal joke. What does that mean, though?
Yeah, I don't know. Leslie Cena, we always
Mm-hmm.
have to credit, said
Yeah.
we are looking for the platonic ideal of a joke.
Mm-hmm.
And I think what that means is it's the joke when when boiled down to its bare elements, you could say it's where all other jokes could come from.
Yeah.
It's like
Really?
yeah, it's like the top of a pyramid scheme.
The top
Right? You have
of
this joke,
a, wait,
you have this
the
joke,
top of a
but you
pyramid
tell two other jokes.
scheme or the top of a pyramid?
Well, it's a scheme,
Yeah.
specifically a scheme.
Okay. Fair enough.
But this
Uh,
joke creates two other jokes, or
mm-hmm.
just like a tree of some sort, right? Like a family tree.
Yeah. It doesn't have to be like a scam. It's not necessarily a scam, you know.
No, it's a scam.
Yeah.
It's
It's
like a family tree.
Bernie Madoff's favorite joke is what we're looking for. So,
Yeah,
um, yeah. So,
joke Ponzi. So it's
right.
gonna be called joke Ponzi, but then we change it
Where
to
we
joke
trick
zero.
you into yeah, listening to our jokes. um, yeah, so in any event, the point of this ultimately is that we're going to be telling jokes for the remainder of the show, and then at the end of it we'll figure out, you know, which of the jokes that we tell could be joke zero. So
Yeah,
without further uh, wasting time, do you want to start with a joke?
yeah. I'll start with one joke.
Mm-hmm.
Um, what joke should I start with? Oh, let's do this one because it's the first one I see. ABC has brought back the primetime version of Who Wants to Be a Millionaire.
Hmm.
Except now the show is called Who Wants an Unlimited Supply of Toilet Paper?
Makes you feel
Toilet
like a
paper.
millionaire, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah. Nice.
Maybe just be a maybe it should be who wants a roll of toilet paper. Maybe just be a
Right.
one single roll instead of
Right.
an unlimited supply. That's actually would be a good deal.
Yeah. Maybe further into the quarantine, you know, when all of our belts tighten. But hey,
Yeah.
um, the United Kingdom Prime Minister Boris Johnson was moved out of intensive care, but he'll be remaining in intensive hair. You know, he has
He's got kind of crazy hair, doesn't he?
crazy hair. Yeah.
Yeah. He's gonna be in intensive hair.
Yeah. So there's that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that's true.
Mm-hmm. Truth in yeah, quarantines.
Truth in quarantine.
Mm-hmm.
Um, what else is going on? Oh man, Donald Trump. Uh, Despite CDC recommendations, Donald Trump said that he is not going to wear a face mask,
Hmm.
which makes sense because, as Stormy Daniels will tell you, Trump is not a fan of wearing protection.
Well, she would know, because of that intercourse. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
she knows
Yeah.
better than I would.
Right. Right. Exactly.
I take her
Exactly.
word for that.
Yeah. Who knows? I don't know about any of that stuff. But boy, hey, the coronavirus is just sweeping the nation and the world. I mean, I've I've heard of going viral, but this is it's
The
not
end of the joke is this is
exactly.
what this is.
Exactly. Yeah. Dot 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 is the end of the joke. Yeah. Dot.
More jokes should end with ellipses.
I agree. Yeah. So, I mean, most jokes end with one ellipses, or as other people refer to it, a period.
Period. Yeah.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's an exclamation point.
Mm-hmm. And
Yeah.
especially if it's being told by Lewis Black.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Well. Man. It's a big story. Rapper Biz Markie.
Mm-hmm.
Recently celebrated his 56th birthday.
Hmm.
So now, when he sings, "You got what I need," he's referring to Werther's Originals.
Yeah, that
what
seems likely. Yeah.
Yeah, it's what he needs.
He
But the Werther's
he
are just
needs
friends with him,
them.
though.
Yeah. That's it. It's such a nice joke, Werther's Originals is a good punchline. Yeah.
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 It's not the newfangled Werther's.
No, it's the originals.
The
Exactly.
kids are eating.
Yeah. It's not new Werther's, which did not go well.
Yeah.
Yeah. Not.
Yeah. Not Jerry Werther's. Wait, no, that kind of makes sense. Think of other.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
Werther's Zero. Sort of a reference to our own show.
Oh yeah. Werther's Zero, the name of our show. So President Donald Trump, right,
Okay.
says the United States may put a, quote, very powerful hold on funding to the World Health Organization. Hey, Donald Trump, I've seen your hands, and I don't think you'll be putting a powerful hold on anything. Yes, yes, small hands, I've come to understand. That's what he's best known for.
That's all I know about him.
Right. Exactly.
What else has he done besides have small hands?
Right. Fortunately, the punditry figured out what makes Donald Trump silly.
Yeah. He's a silly goose.
Do 100% to the size of his hands. So.
Yeah.
Mhm.
You know what they say? Small hands, small fingers.
Mhm. Small hands. Donald Trump has. Right.
Yeah. That's what Yoda says.
Right. Yeah.
Well, it's a big story. Tommy Lee said that Motley Crue's summer tour is still on.
Mhm.
He explained that the band isn't worried because they're touring with their own medical specialist, Dr. Feelgood.
All right.
Motley Crue song.
Right. I thought that might be the case. I wouldn't have known that because I haven't heard a Motley Crue song since a girl made me listen to one of their songs my sophomore year of high school, and I was like, I guess I like it, right? So. I don't know.
That seems. Why? Because you would have been in high school well after the heyday of Motley Crue.
Right. Right.
At least a decade, or.
I think so. Yeah. I don't know when their heyday was.
But
Probably the early.
Check out this
90s.
band.
Yeah.
Motley Crue.
Yeah. I don't know.
You know what song she played for you?
I remember it was very obscene.
Was it
explicit.
Was it Shout at the Devil?
I don't know, but it could have been.
Girls, Girls, Girls?
No, it wasn't. No.
They don't do much that's super explicit. Was it Smoking in the Boys' Room?
Really? Maybe I'm not thinking of Motley Crue. Wait, who leads Motley Crue?
Um,
Wasn't it that
it,
guy?
which
Who,
guy?
who,
Tommy Lee?
yeah, yeah. The
Tommy
one,
Lee's the drummer.
oh, well, did he have a band at some point that he,
Maybe. He probably had his own band at some point, like Tommy Lee's
I think it was
secret
Motley
band.
Crue. Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know. The point is, that's the joke works, you know? Maybe it's joke zero.
I don't think so.
Yeah. So, President Donald Trump replaced
Okay.
the watchdog who was overseeing $2 trillion in coronavirus stimulus spending. Pundits speculated the change was inevitable after the watchdog buried the $2 trillion coronavirus stimulus spending under a couch cushion and then peed on it.
It's not a good watchdog.
Yeah, of course. Well, that's why he was replaced, you know?
It's not a good boy.
Right. Bad watchdog. Yeah.
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 Watchdog
Anyway.
was barking at the mailman delivering
The
unemployment
stimulus
paperwork.
checks.
I don't know.
Right. Right.
Something.
Yeah, something doggish, you know? So.
Exactly. Well, with many people working from home, Microsoft Teams set a daily record with 2.7 billion meeting minutes. And 2 billion of those minutes were spent judging the insides of people's homes.
Yeah, yeah. That's good. That's a good monologue joke, you know? Timely, relevant. It's like, you know, people relate to it, you know? But it isn't, like, offensive or anything. It's just like, oh, yeah, I relate to that, you know?
People can judge our homes right now.
Mm-hmm.
I've got, you can maybe see part of a bed behind me and also an old vacuum cleaner box that I keep VHS tapes in. That's my home. That's my life.
Yeah. The judge says guilty of having a nice home, you know?
Yay.
Yeah.
Wait, I'm guilty. So am I going to jail?
Yeah, you know, you'll be. Well, your penalty is that you have to stay at home and not get the coronavirus. So.
That sounds like a reward, at least partially.
Yeah, I don't. Well, it's hard to know anymore what's good or bad. I find, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah. So CNN, the cable news network, is that it?
Yeah.
Reports Grisham out as West Wing press secretary without having held a briefing. Grisham in as writer of many, many, many terrible Southern lawyer books.
Your audio cut out as you were saying the beginning of the punchline.
Oh, no.
Did you say that again?
CNN reports.
I was kind of been spoiled, but yeah, go ahead.
It hasn't. There was not a lot to spoil, but CNN reports Grisham is out as the West Wing press secretary without having ever held a briefing. Meanwhile, Grisham in as writer of many, many, many terrible Southern lawyer books. Not. Yeah. Doesn't have the strongest punchline. It's more just making fun of John Grisham, I guess, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah. Which is funny in its own way. Yeah.
Very timely.
When was his last book? Is he dead? Is he alive?
I don't know.
Yeah. It's hard to
What
know.
did he write? He wrote
Runaway Jury.
Time to Kill or something?
The Pelican Brief, A Time to Kill, The Firm, The Chamber.
All those books that became movies I didn't see.
Right. You missed out.
Yeah.
The Client. That's another one. They're all about
that's a
lawyers, and they're
name.
all. What's this?
It's a very generic name. The Client. That could be about anything.
Right. The Lawyer.
Any book. Yeah.
Yeah.
The Defendant.
Right.
The juror.
Yeah, yeah. The hammer,
The,
gavel, right?
the hammer gavel.
Yeah, yeah. So.
Exactly. Well, oh man, Warner Brothers is considering replacing Ezra Miller as he actually replaced the Flash.
Uh-oh.
They got the idea after listening to some '90s music and realized there must be somebody better than Ezra.
Better than Ezra to play the Flash, like that band, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
they would be good. That's one of their big songs. Good.
Oh yeah.
Speaking of generic names, they just call the song "Good."
Well, that's why they weren't the best, you know. What's this?
Yeah, they were good.
Yeah.
They were better than Ezra.
Right.
They're good, but not the best.
Mm-hmm. Los Angeles has mandated face coverings, and Los Angeles officials maintain that remains the case, even for those on their second, third, or fourth faces. Does that make any sense?
It's like people in LA, a lot of people get like plastic surgery.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
It's alright, you know. Yeah. It's very.
Yeah.
Maybe
everyone in LA has had a facelift. That's the
that's
rule.
for sure. Certainly in my experience, you know. Yeah, everyone's
Yeah.
fake. Everyone's plastic in LA, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah. I call them the plastics when I see them. I don't know.
Yeah, it's like, what are you? Are you a person or a credit card? Come on.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's what I say. Like, oh, I'm going to steal your identity because I have your credit card number on your face or whatever.
Yeah. All true.
Yeah, all true. Well, man, this week, due to the moon's orbit being closer to the Earth than normal, there's been the biggest supermoon of the year, which is why the moon is being heavily encouraged to wear a face mask.
Because it's
the moon is
close.
So close.
Yeah.
We could catch something from the moon.
I would have I think the only thing is to not end on supermoon. Like the part one should end with it being
close.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because they made me like think about super things, you know. I'm like, is it a superhero or something? But yeah.
Kind of.
Yeah, but it is funny. Yeah.
Yeah. Flip the setup. Yes.
Yeah. Social distancing of the moon. It's funny. The United States Appeals Court has handed Trump a win in his plan to resume federal executions, said Trump. I told you I would beat coronavirus, and that means beating it at killing people as well.
Your audio was cutting in and out again, honey.
Jeez, really?
On that one. Yeah. I heard the setup. And then something. I promised I would cut the gist of the punchline.
Yeah. Whatever. We don't have to repeat it. We got it, you know?
We get it. It's like he's murdering people.
Right. He's a murderer of people. And he, despite the fact that he has very small hands, you know?
Yeah.
I don't know how that works, but, yeah.
Yeah. Doesn't make sense.
Mm-mm.
A new study found that most coronavirus cases in New York originated from Europe. In related news, Donald Trump now wants to build a wall around Europe.
Yeah. Makes sense.
Europe pay for
Smart. You're right. With all the euros, you know?
Yeah.
And then make Greece pay for it with all its euros.
Euros. Yeah.
Gyros.
Gyros.
Yeah.
Gyros.
Yeah. Politico reports Republicans whack China over coronavirus as Trump plays nice, said China. Ouch! Republicans, stop whacking me. that's, that's kind of funny, you know. Just to play on how stupid that headline is, you know.
Yeah, there's a whack.
Right.
Why would you write that as they whacked China?
Right. It's just such a dumb headline. Like, what? Were they out of space or something? Like, I don't understand. So,
Yeah, we need a short word. We can't say insult. That's too many letters.
Right. Yeah, they can't like hold to task or something, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, Lady Gaga said that she is very excited about someday having children. Mostly because
nice.
any baby she has will very quickly be able to say her last name.
That's okay.
That baby will be talking in no time.
Yeah, exactly. And the first word will be lady, maybe, you know.
I know. Yeah.
That's amazing. Yeah, prodigious prodigy or something, you know.
Yeah.
Prodigious and prodigy don't really mean the same thing, do they? You know. Doesn't prodigious
Prodigy is either an internet service,
right,
from like the '80s, or it's that band that sang Firestarter.
Right.
And prodigious is another word.
I guess it means to do something really well, you know.
Yeah.
But then probably people mix it up with prolific.
Yeah. Or prosthetic.
Or prosthetic, like all those people in LA, you know, or something. I don't know. It's not really accurate. No. These aren't really real. Oh, Twitter's Jack Dorsey has pledged $1 billion to fight the coronavirus, which is 28% of his wealth. Said Dorsey, in these times we all have to make sacrifices. I'm just glad my sacrifice is one that will not substantially affect the outrageously high quality of life I enjoy in any quantifiable way. You know, it's like, if you have billions of dollars, like, does it matter at all, you know? Like, what possible difference does it make? So, yeah. It's not really a joke, I guess, you know?
It's a
social.
You whacked him.
Yeah. Dan whacked Dorsey on $1 billion pledge while Trump plays nice.
Commented Dorsey, "Ow, Dan, stop whacking
stop
me."
Whacking me. Yeah. And
man, well, a new poll found that nearly half the people in the U.S. This is too many words to set up. A new poll says half the U.S. says coronavirus crisis is harming their mental health. Mm-hmm. Mostly because nobody feels sane after watching every episode of Tiger King.
Yeah. Very true. That was a crazy show. Crazy. Yeah, what a world, you know? Where Tiger King, yeah.
I watched 7 minutes of it and then turned it off.
Yeah, that's plenty, you know. Yeah, it's very weird that like everyone's like, "Oh my gosh, can you believe how crazy this is?" Meanwhile, like the entire world is crazy all the time. Like, you know, I don't know, whatever.
Like, yeah, I believe it.
Yeah, it's very easy to believe. Mayo Clinic CEO says convalescent plasma could be effective treatment for coronavirus. Convalescent plasma. The medical CEO explained the convalescent plasma works by, quote, grossing out the coronavirus. Doesn't that sound gross? What? Grossing out the coronavirus. Doesn't that sound convalescent plasma?
Yeah.
Like, both those things sound gross to me, you know?
I'm not sure what convalescent...
Doesn't it mean like a like you're kind of like a invalid in a way, like you're like an old, isn't it like you're old
I don't
and
know.
decrepit, sort of? I
You're
think.
convalescent.
I think so.
I think it makes me think of like concave,
Mm-hmm.
which isn't quite a concave mirror,
Mm-hmm. A
but it's
concave
not that.
cave. Yeah.
Concave cave.
Mm-hmm.
Convolute. Let's make me think of convoluted.
Yeah.
Convoluted plasma.
Yeah. That would work by confusing the coronavirus.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but that's a different word.
Yeah. Still a good joke, though. Yeah.
Yes. Oh man, I should have said this joke earlier. But to slow the spread of the coronavirus, the CDC is recommending that everyone wear a mask.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but they didn't specify. So hopefully my eyes wide shut sex mask will do the trick.
Hopefully.
Just gonna wear
Yeah.
one of these.
I mean, it'll certainly help, make sure that you don't get caught by your wife,
Yeah, no one could
if I
get
figure
something
out.
covering my eyes.
Exactly. Yeah. ABC News reports couple who recovered from COVID-19 send thanks and warn others about the virus. Said others, thanks for the warning. I'll make sure to stop going to work or even ever leaving my house, tanking the global economy and upending the very concept of modern society. Again, I appreciate the warning. I don't know. It's it doesn't really convey what I was trying to like. Why would a warning at this point about like everyone knows? Is
Like,
my
hey,
point.
you guys hear about this thing that's really bad?
Right. That's my point. It's like, oh yeah, well I'll work on that. Meanwhile the entire world has been like shut down and everything has gone
Yeah,
crazy. Like, what? Yeah. Well, your warning came a little late, couple.
yeah.
Yeah.
You heard about this thing called getting stabbed? Don't do that. Don't get
Right.
stabbed.
Right.
It feels bad.
Yeah. Everyone knows that. We've all been stabbed, by
Yeah,
yeah, bad guys and stuff. So,
we get it.
right. We've all been
Um,
stabbed by, Jason Voorhees or whatever,
yeah,
Yeah.
specifically Jason Voorhees.
Right.
Sad news. Uh, Soul legend Bill Withers passed away at age 81.
Hmm.
Um, Withers was actually smothered to death by all those people leaning on him.
A
He
classic.
did lean on me.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. A classic song, right?
yeah.
Yeah. That's pretty good. A female led Doogie Howser reboot is on the way, only with a key difference. According to the show's producers, because of the gender switch, instead of a precocious doctor, this version will be a precocious sexy nurse. Because why, obviously it's not going to be a doctor, right?
Yeah.
That's crazy. So,
Yeah.
yeah.
I've never heard of a lady doctor.
No. No.
Wait,
I've
what's
heard of
this
it.
Grey's Anatomy?
I've
That has
heard of
lady
a.
doctors on it? What?
Right, I've
What's
heard of
this?
it.
My own personal physician's a lady? What?
Yeah. And it's like, oh man, can't wait to, I can't believe that there's a child, or like, I don't know, how does it go? It's like, um, oh, hi, child doctor. Whoa, what the heck? You're a girl? My child doctor is a girl.
I expect my child doctors to be boys, but
Right. This is crazy.
doctors are children. We know this.
Right. This has
But they're
been
boys.
obvious. It has been obvious since the 80s, or, the late 90s, or the early 90s, or
Yeah.
whatever. Yeah. we,
Well, Doogie Howser always wrote in a diary, right?
right.
That's something ladies like to do.
Yeah. Yeah. And then, like,
now that makes sense.
right. And this one is gonna be stolen by like a jealous other doctors. And it'll be like mean doctors or something.
Mean Doctors. I'd watch Mean Doctors.
That would be great, yeah.
Tired of these nice doctors.
Mm-hmm.
Well, Harry Potter writer J.K. Rowling said she has recovered after experiencing symptoms of coronavirus. In related news, Donald Trump said that coronavirus can be cured simply by getting a spell from a wizard.
What a complete idiot.
Yeah.
You know?
That must be what J.K. Rowling did.
Right. Right. You know? It could have been modern medicine, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, hi. How are you? Yeah. You're just trying to sneak in. Sorry about that. I had some intruders. Detroit Strong video is moving Detroiters to tears. Wait, I read that wrong. Detroit Strong video has Detroiters moving while in tears. I don't know. It's not really. It's more just mean in a way, you know, towards Detroit.
Wait, what? That's the whole thing?
That's the whole thing. Yeah. It's just a dumb wordplay.
What is it?
I think you have to be familiar with the Detroit Strong video, which I'm not. Well, unfortunately.
I'm also not. I'm like, Detroit Strong.
It's
that's a video?
There's a viral video called Detroit Strong. And I think it's like people in Detroit singing or something. But I unfortunately didn't look it up while doing the joke, you know. I just wanted to do the wordplay.
Well, what is it again? Because I got hung up on just Detroit Strong.
So the viral... Here, let me redo it. The viral video, Detroit Strong, is moving Detroiters to tears. Wait, I read that wrong. The viral Detroit Strong video has Detroiters moving while in tears. It's like it's so bad that they're leaving.
Oh, moving.
Moving, yeah. Yeah. Too convoluted, obviously, but
And Detroit's made a comeback.
Yeah, in a way.
Restore the roar.
It's all, it's all like a relative scale, you know.
Yeah, that's a relative comeback.
Yeah, they're doing great. They had that show, you know, for a couple seasons.
Detroiters?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a really good show.
It was a great show.
Tim Robinson's from my hometown.
Tim Robinson?
Yeah.
Cool. Well, we should have him on the show.
Clarkston, Michigan.
Nice.
Shout out to Clarkston, home of the Wolves. I wasn't into our high school team. I think we were the Wolves. That sounds right. Wolves.
The Wolves. The Clarkston Wolves?
Yeah.
Jeez.
A lot of wolves in Clarkston.
Yeah. It sounds like too scary of an animal, sort of, you know?
Yeah.
Maybe that's the point. Yeah.
Oh, well, this is going on. You know, I don't think I did this one last week. You know, Fox is still airing new episodes of The Masked Singer.
Mm-hmm.
Except in the new episodes, every singer in the world is The Masked Singer.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, exactly. Well, maybe their costumes will have, like, little, masks on them as well, you know, like their fake faces.
They should.
Yeah.
They should have masks on the masks, yeah.
Yeah, to, like, send a good message, you know, about wearing
Spread
masks.
awareness.
Yeah. Officials have criticized the Georgia governor's decision to reopen beaches amid coronavirus pandemic. Say officials, people are already going to be dealing with coronavirus. The last thing they need is to deal with sand in their flip-flops. Dumb.
Yeah.
Yeah. But,
I mean, that sand is a nuisance.
yeah. But,
What else? I feel like I'm running a little low on jokes
jokes
that I like. I don't know about you.
I am too, yeah.
One more each, maybe?
Sure. Let me see.
Do I have one more? I must have something. Not that one. That one's done.
Mm-hmm.
This week, ABC has aired the series finale of Modern Family. They had to end the show because it is no longer modern for family members to be meeting each other in person.
Yeah, that doesn't make any sense in this day and age,
Yeah.
you know. That's true. Yeah.
Family visit their grandfather in a different house.
Right.
It's not modern, that's the past.
Yeah, that's the old world. The pre-apocalyptic days. Yeah. Yeah. So California Governor Gavin Newsom said the California coronavirus curve is bending. But who's going to tell him all curves bend? You know?
Yeah, like,
has
he heard about curves?
Right. Does he know?
They're not straight lines.
Right. Yeah, he's got to understand that. He's the governor, right? You don't become governor without knowing that curves are not straight lines. So
all governors have to pass a geometry test.
Right. They should, that's for sure. If we want to get this country back on the right track, you know?
Yeah.
So.
Geometry. Jerry Seinfeld said geometry was the most important subject for him for learning comedy.
Oof.
Because geometry is like proofs. Like, if A is true, then B is true.
Mm-hmm. Also because there's it's hard to find a word that's funnier than rhombus, you know?
That's
it's kind of it might be. Yeah, at least according to modern science, it's not yet found a word funnier than rhombus. Yeah.
It's like, oh, the other day I tripped and fell on my rhombus.
Exactly. It's not chicken like some people might say. Mel Brooks, for one.
Mel Brooks?
Yeah.
Rhombus.
Rhombus. It maybe is the funniest word, you know? I mean, I must say, like, another really, some things are funny, like, Chappaquiddick is a pretty funny word, you know?
Yeah. Chappaquiddick.
Chappaquiddick. And yet the story was too grotesque to become a regular staple of, you know, late night. But here we are, you know. I think it's time to choose the joke zero of the show. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So what is the joke zero?
Yeah.
This is the part where we look at our jokes and there's dead air.
Mm-hmm.
It's the most exciting part of the show.
I think to me, my joke zero is my first joke that I read. I think one of them. UK Prime Minister Boris Johnson was moved out of intensive care, yet he's remaining in intensive hair.
I agree with that choice. When you said it, like, no, I was thinking, that's like the first joke, but that might be the joke zero.
Yeah, it was joke one, but in a way it was joke zero, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it was also an early joke I read. Warner Brothers is considering placing Ezra Miller as the actor who plays The Flash. They got the idea after listening to some 90s music and realizing there must be somebody better than Ezra.
There we go. 2 great joke zeros. Well, one of them is the joke zero of the show. Unless, someone out there has a different idea of what joke zero should be, let us know in the comments section of the video. And we'll see you next time on
Joke.
Zero.
Row.
All right, everybody. Stay safe.
Keep your feet on the ground and keep reaching for the stars.